I don't need to prove anything to you people. But I know it says 287. I can read good.
You got my head up there on that shelf, Brian?
Not yet. Here we go, Brian. It's a 1984. What?
K-car.
Yeah, K car. We love K cars.
K-wagon.
We love K wagons. Now, my dad used to have one almost just like this. And funny story, my dad's nickname is Bozo. And he is a bozo. I'm a bozo, right? Anyway, called this car the Bozemobile when I was a kid. And you know why? I think because we kind of considered it a hoopty, even though it was only a few years old when he drove it around. It had the smog pump on it, and those the smog pump air tube that went into the catalytic converter that was always rusted off, and then the exhaust that leaked from that open hole in the converter just made all these 2.2s in the 80s. Remember, they always had that distinctive exhaust leak that nobody ever fixed. Yeah, they were everywhere. So we had that. We called it the Bozemobile. We had maroon interior though. So this car is in for no compression, or it was in for a no run, and no start, and we already checked it in no compression. And Brian's already taken it apart and said some of the followers were hanging off.
Well, no, we found out the timing belt was off 90 degrees.
Okay.
And then the distributor was off 30 degrees. And everything in the head looks brand new and unrun. So we're thinking somebody put it together wrong when they put a new head on it, and it never fired after that. So.
Yet it's a mystery as to what the problem is. It's a purple cam. It's a purple cam. Is that a 440?
No, that's probably Mopar Performance. But then we did think maybe the rockers had come out, and they did. They're out.
So, okay. And you think the valves are not closing?
I know the valves aren't closing.
Now, is this a fast burn head or a 287 head, G head?
It's a 93 casting.
Okay, it's 93 casting. I don't know if they made the G head in 93. So it is a newer head because it has an extra bus.
Yeah, for the...
Yeah, so that was added post
common
84, so 85 and up. No, 85 and up.
So we need a light.
We need to see it's a 287, so I guess they did make them. All right, so here's my theory. When you told me that the valves were stuck.
Okay, the theory is...
You ready? And we're going to be able to test this here in a little bit.
You can see it's down? See
yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
Well,
if you look one to the other.
Could be a wrong theory, and if it's wrong, nobody will hear this part.
We'll edit it out.
Power of editor. The fast burn head, the valve stems are 2 millimeters longer than a G head.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people try to put the wrong valves in the wrong head. You can't mix the valves head to head because they're longer. So they won't close all the way. But if they're not closed with no rocker on there, now that theory that I had earlier today goes out.
That's a weak theory.
She's losing steam.
My theory is the head was rebuilt and they never ran any oil through it because it never started, and that these valves got a little rust on them on the stems, and when we went to crank it, they went down and they won't return.
So that was initially my thought when we first messed with it that one day.
You can see how dry this stuff is.
You know what else is dry? Your sense of humor.
Oh, yeah, it's dry sense of humor.
This is so dry.
It's completely dry. So.
Oh, look, it's even got a nice little wear bump in it. That thing's already garbage. You see it? I can see it from here. Yeah.
Right there.
Jeez, that's 18 millimeters of lift you're losing, dude. So you know that the cam was 90 degrees out.
Yeah, for sure. The belt was
and
on.
The valves are stuck. So the head's got to come off just to be sure. Or you want to take the head off to be sure. You don't want to lube up those valves and give them some more tappy taps? I'm kind of ready to yank the head off, throw another one on, and just driving it out of here tonight.
Yeah, I think we got to yank the head off because I think the pistons looked like they had corrosion on top of them. So,
you know, we didn't talk about what this car was. I mean, this car's been around the circle, I think. Right?
Around something.
It's been around something. I mean, somebody's got these look like Turismo 2.2 graphics or Charger 2.2 graphics. We have Shelby Performance and Sport Wagon. You know, that's from the dealership. Oh yeah, we just got a shipment of Sport Wagons in. They come with direct connection performance timers and a whole slew of gauges. So this car had, I like how it smells.
Probably has interesting history. It smells like mothballs.
It smells like, yeah, is that what that is?
Yeah.
So it's got some crazy fuel system going on. Is the mechanical pump still on here?
Mechanical. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Pump's there. Is it hooked up to it?
I thought it was. I
think
can't
not.
see, and I can't turn a light on when I'm filming. I don't think. Oh, I didn't bring my light.
I got like,
An Excel super coil, but it's got like these crazy pump, a regulator. The way the lines are routed, they're kind of. It looked like, well, that must be a bleed back. So that the return. Where was this? To like another pump and another T, and I don't know what's going on with the fuel system, but it looks like they're trying to add flow and maybe not necessarily pressure. And maybe that's some kind of performance 2.2 carb. I don't know. I haven't ever worked on a lot of 2.2s, but do you think this is a stock 2.2 carb, or do you think maybe this is some bigger carb?
I don't know. I think it's not the original carb because it doesn't have the O2 feedback circuit in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either off of like a minivan or a Rampage or a Mopar Performance. It does have a header.
The Holly flange, the carb base that these used, was it a standard or was it Chrysler specific?
It was standard because I think Pinto or something carburetors worked on these, right?
Maybe that's a Pinto carb.
Pinto, Ford Pinto.
Yeah, I know what a Ford Pinto is, Brian.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not stupid. So, you want to yank the
We're
head?
gonna yank the head.
All right,
Yep.
let's yank your head off. But I was commenting on how I felt that the extra fuel pumps, in addition to the other fuel system, the original one, these 3 lines, it looked like maybe they're adding flow and not necessarily pressure.
Right, it's got a regulator over there. I don't know what it's
right
set
here.
to.
It's
And
right
a pressure gauge in the car
Is that a
because there's the sending unit
okay? Jeez.
and a spark controller.
You know what's
and
crazy
a
is
low fuel pressure, a low oil pressure fuel cutoff.
unless this engine is built internally, what could you possibly expect to gain by adding fuel to this 80 horsepower monster with no turbo? You know what I mean? It's naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
This does, I think, lower the compression. The chambers in these, are they bigger or smaller? Are they smaller? Swirl head smaller.
Swirl head is small.
Smaller. So the velocity is increased on the ports.
Yeah, and the compression's also probably slightly up.
got the head off and time lapse that whole thing, but there might be some comments or curiosity as to why were we struggling to get the head off. All you got to do is unbolt the downpipe from the manifold. Well, this has header, and that ear. That's my zoom sound. That ear, just like all the other ears, but that one wanted to get stuck behind a lip on the manifold here on the intake, so we couldn't pull it off. We pulled out the stud and it still was just hooked. So being Brian's in a machine shop, he had a die grinder / sawzall. So yeah, all the valves are stuck open, and gotta figure out why, but they do look kind of
A little grungy in there.
Yeah, that's exhaust valves that are stuck open.
Yeah.
Both. Let me see that. It's dry. Give it a Brian. Give it one of those valves a tap. If you hit it just right with a ball peen hammer, these will snap right off. You want to turn it? All right.
No, they're pretty tight in there.
Someone coming up to drive?
Bruce.
Someone gonna get shot. Oh, Bruce. Gotta talk to Bruce. So anyway, this was well, I think it's a bathtub head.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a 287 stamp on it. I don't know if I can see it with the light. I don't need to prove it. I don't need to prove anything to you people. But I know it says 287. I can read good. All right. Oh, you're gonna try to save it. So Brian's lubing up the valves. Oh yeah, exactly. As soon as you hit this right on the corner, it's breaking off. Those are probably those Jesus. Dude, that's gonna break.
Why would it break?
Because don't they have some of them, aren't they sodium filled?
Turbo. This is not turbo.
I know it's not a turbo. I thought the non-turbo ones were the weaker ones.
I could hold this. You can hit this with a hammer.
Yeah, if you hit it right outside the center of that, I'm pretty certain it'll.
Well, I think it's gonna fall apart either way. Huh?
Yeah, it's screwed. I think we just swapped the head. It doesn't have any port work done, does it? Those aren't big valves. The seat, the space in between the valves looks. Yeah, it looks normal to me.
Oh, is it moving?
Even if it did move, I would not want this head. It's just, I don't care. You hit the valves with a hammer. I don't want it. They stuck pretty good.
You got some stuck valves?
Yeah, they're stuck down and spit out the rockers.
All right, here's a shelf full of heads in one of the parts room. What are we looking for?
Well, swirl ports are all on top.
You put all the 782s up on top? What do we want, a swirl port or a G head?
Well, it has a G head in it, but we could either put another G head in there.
You got my head up there on that shelf, Brian?
Not yet. So on the left we have the 287. Oh, this is the early one too, Brian. It's missing the extra AC boss. This is a 445 head. Isn't that the early one? Isn't that one of the first two heads? The 445 head?
The first two heads had oval ports on the intake.
That's a no. This
They
one.
were open like that. Nope, not too early.
Look at this.
Well, the date's on there.
Where? No, I'm saying I thought 445.
82. That is old.
It is an oldie.
81s, maybe it was, had the oval. Only 1 or 2 years. And this was an oval here.
Okay.
Why the gaskets are oval.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That should be down below. Where'd you get that?
I pulled this one from down below.
Oh, you're mixing everything up.
No, we know what
Yes,
it is. Got 40 examples here. So this is
Pulled
the.
one of them off the shelf.
Yeah,
right
so
here.
you took it out of here and you put it on the wrong shelf.
So here's the swirl, and I guess this design here induces swirling and fast burning. This little change in the head right there.
Bad,
All right. So what are we doing? We're putting the swirl port head.
yeah, we're taking this head off because the valves are stuck open.
How do you know?
Because there's no camshaft in there.
You can tell the valves are stuck open because the way they are stuck open. Yeah. So this car has a lot of crazy. Yeah, it's weird. So it's got a ignition engine knock eliminator by Carter. I just realized it's by Carter, so that's old school. But if you want more cylinders, you can just turn it from 4, 6, or 8, so it's variable. Are you lifting the car?
Yeah.
Bending my knees backwards. It's got extra fuel pumps and extra regulators and a super coil.
Right.
Super coils we found works on tractors from 1953
WD-45s.
at WD-45s and works on the tow motors. Got a new gasket here, so it's a nice new graphite gasket, which I bought a bunch of these actually recently on Rock Auto on their clearance. I think I paid like $5 each.
They were dirt cheap.
Well, then I realized they were
Not good for
yeah, these are junk for boosted engines, but
but they work good on this.
they will work good on this.
We got a header.
We do have the header. Where's the header?
Where is the header?
Where's your head at, Brian?
Did we cut this? We did cut this.
You cut that. I would never do that. That's
We're gonna have to fix this.
look. It's got like a 3-bolt collector too, like a muscle car. This thing is gonna make probably all of 111 horsepower. All right, so we're gonna put the head back on it. This is day 2 of this project, by the way, but it is also year 2 because I think we started this like 2 months ago, right?
Or more.
Or more. So the first footage until now was from months ago, and I thought we were gonna have this thing in and
Up and
out.
running.
Yeah, no, in and out. Like it was no big deal, but
Turn it into a big deal.
well, I mean, it was just a head swap. But we didn't know why we didn't have no compression or didn't have any compression. I almost used double negative there. And then I think in the other footage, Brian, I think I have you whacking on this with a ball peen hammer.
Yeah, it didn't even move at all.
You're stuck in there, man. And this head looks like it was just.
It doesn't look too bad.
It looks like it was never run, to be honest.
It was never
I mean,
oiled enough.
look at these. Yeah, so Brian thought that it was put together dry, but these retainers they look brand new, and there was oil in the head. It just, I don't know, man. Sat for a long time, and whatever the story is behind the Shelby Performance Sport Wagon Eliminator. So, all right.
It would be an interesting story.
Yeah, there's got to be a story. Somebody out there knows the story to this car. And I know the Shelby Dodge guys have seen this or posted on different parts of the different forums and different corners of the internets, but we don't have the story to this car. So we know who bought it. He's another guy that tends to drag home a lot of these things. New York. Oh, here's the New York emission stickers. Registrations from 99. Be interesting if it was sitting since 99. Anywho, it's clean. I like it. See if we'll have it. We'll at least have it building compression today. Running, I don't know. We'll see about that fuel system.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to do a timing belt, water pump.
Do we have a new belt?
We have a new belt, new water pump, and gaskets. And we're going to put the intake on the head. Got to get the header fixed and put in. And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear it crank over.
Yeah. Well, with compression, we had to crank it. Yeah, we had to crank it.
Cranking before.
Yeah, it was
Nice
crank.
and smooth.
Yeah, it was spinning nice and smooth with no compression. So, all right, Brian, let's get her done. I'm putting the head together now. This is a fast burn head. This is not a fast burn car, but those pistons look. I think they look aftermarket. So does Brian. We're not sure. We don't work on a lot of non-turbocharged stuff here. But definitely that's, with the exception of going to a domed piston, which you couldn't with these heads anyway. Yeah, this is going to be as high compression as possible in theory, right? I'm just throwing the followers are. These are cam followers. They're not rockers. People call them rockers. These are followers. They're not rocking on a pivot point like a teeter-totter. They're following the cam. These are not lifters. These are lash adjusters. Just being a little technical. These don't go up and down in the bore on the cam. They just sit there and let the followers sit on there, and the cam just pushes on here. So anyway, we're throwing this together, and it should run. But with everything else that's going on in this engine, I don't know. It's kind of a mystery engine. So with all the electronics and add-ons that are on this thing, I don't know. It can't have any tune on it. It's got that Carter Spark module on there, so I don't know if it's got any fancy timing stuff on it. But Anyway, we'll throw it together and it'll run, but again, it's going to be kind of a mystery engine. So whoever ends up buying this car, this is what's in it now. And oh, Brian turned off my heater. I'm cold. If I'm cold, you're cold. Bring me inside, Brian. Almost done, Brian?
Over. Well, at least we got over.
Yeah, well, I didn't talk about that yet, but so the engine was seized. We came in here and this has been sitting, what, a couple months? And it was spinning over just fine and dandy. You know, when it had the valves all stuck open, which we showed that the valves are pretty corroded. And then the bottom end decided to just stop spinning. So that was, again, maybe more clues that this thing's just an extremely tight tolerance engine, that somebody built it, didn't run it, and, you know, maybe it's not even broken in. So
It has a little rust on there.
it wasn't bad, though. Yeah. So, oh, you going to make noise? What are you taking off?
The cutting pulley.
Okay, with a 1/2-inch impact. All right, about to throw in the, toss in the head. All right, Brian?
Yep.
We're gonna fight with these headers. All types of discoveries made again with this car. I can't remember what I've already commented on, but let's go through it again. We have a Carter knock sensor eliminator for 4, 6, and 8 cylinder engines. I believe this is a fuel pressure gauge.
Yep.
And that is not the original power steering pump.
Nope.
That is newer pump. Cooler. Is that a power steering cooler? Yeah, it's back there. It must be. Nothing else back there. So there's a power steering cooler. There's a oil cooler. There's a module right there. Not sure what that is.
Probably to run the electric fan.
I think so.
There's an electric fan back on this side.
I guess
too.
the Chrysler couldn't do it themselves. But
Well, there's this fan and there's another fan.
there's another fan in the front?
Yeah.
All right, well, then that's what it's for. It's got a Roadrunner horn on there, a meep.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, because, you know, this is the same thing, Plymouth Roadrunner. What else, Brian? So I think that I think there's probably some guys out there would probably kill for these fog light covers, these direct connection fog light covers. They snap off. Yeah. Right? Remember those things?
Good shape.
Yeah. So looking at the mileage, probably commented on it already, but the safety inspection was 322.99 and the mileage was 38,614 miles at the time. Now it's got 38,662 miles on it. And it's definitely a strange brew. Still don't know if those pistons are original, Brian. I don't know.
I don't either.
All right, so we're gonna fight with this head like we fought getting it off. We're gonna fight getting that header on there.
Be way easier.
Yeah, we did modify the intake manifold. So, all right, yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully it's good.
All right, that's a day, right, Brian?
That's a day.
So the
Not
head.
quite as much progress as we hoped, but we did pretty good.
And whose fault is that?
My fault. It's obviously my
I'm
fault.
just saying.
Yeah, me too. So all we gotta do is torque the head bolts down, tighten up the exhaust manifold bolts.
These are refurbished head bolts.
Yep, freshly refurbished.
They are.
And then we're ready.
They're
for
just
valve
snugged. Yeah. I didnn't put the oil splash plate on here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
No, I'll just zip these off and throw it on there.
Yeah,
The header went on easier than it came off. That was for sure.
because we did the mod.
The
header mod.
Yeah, it's got a header mod. You got to always do a header mod on your Plymouth Reliant K car. But yeah, so we'll have to come back for a day 3, really, because we worked on it one day, tore it down. 2 days, put it back together.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we didn't turn it over. The grease is like that because I was turning it by hand.
Yeah.
But we gonna put a turbo valve cover on it? Actually, I need that because that's
what
the
came
later
off.
style.
That's what came off of it.
Oh, really? That's got the later style. What you doing, Brian?
Stretch these head bolts. 45.
That's exactly
45,
what. That's what I was gonna say. You're
65.
stretching those head bolts.
And then a quarter of a ton.
Oh, they're 10 mil bolts. I think they're good for 250
Oh, we
pounds.
should make that ton. Be less than 11 millimeter.
I would just do. What would you
They're
do?
usually 45, 65, 65 and a quarter.
I thought the rule of thumb back in the day was like pretty much all aluminum heads were torqued to 100 pounds. I might have just made that
I
up.
don't want to break the bolt.
These bolts don't break. You don't need to worry about breaking head bolts on a 10 millimeter Chrysler. When was the last time that tool was calibrated?
No.
It's calibrating right now. You don't even have to look at the gauge, you can feel it.
Good. Head's on.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Well, Brian, thanks for the head job.
Yep. Head job.
All right, fellas, here we go. So what do we do, Brian? We put the head on it. It's got the...
Head, water pump, timing belt. That's it. The header is open.
Yeah.
If it does start, it'll be loud.
Oh, that's right. After the collector, it's still cut off. We made another discovery, I think, earlier a minute ago. There's a ballast resistor on the coil, old school Mopar stuff. Brian found a fuel cutoff switch on the oil pressure. The way the fuel system is set up is as such. There's a single suck line from the tank. It is still running the mechanical pump, but before the suck line gets to the mechanical pump, it is teed into that filter, into that Holly pump, which is wired to the ballast resistor, old school, into a regulator, and then the output of that is teed into the same output from the mechanical. So basically, the mechanical pump and the electric pump are parallel. Yes. We've already primed it. We checked the squirter. Kevin, hit the pedal. Oh, well, the clutch closes, or the choke closes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
I saw
okay.
it squirt.
So we have not even cranked it yet to check for compression since we put it together. We think it's gonna run. So let's go, Kevin. You ready, Brian?
Ready.
Brian's got the throttle and everything.
I'm gonna walk pressure.
Okay.
Hitting it.
Oh! It already popped. That was legitimately, hang on, that was legitimately the first crank since we put this head on it. And like I said, we had already tested the accelerator pump. You want that choke close? That's probably fine. All right, go ahead, Kev. Ooh, she sounds a little timing retarded, Brian.
Maybe. Okay. That's the distributor.
You want to turn it forward? It sounds a little behind to me. I cleared 50 gigs on my phone, so we're ready to continue.
Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, you got your coffee?
All my childhood
my
memories
coffee.
deleted.
Yeah. I was like, all these pictures of Kevin running around. First birthday, first Christmas,
First baseball game.
first
delete,
baseball game.
Yep, all that's
Get out of here.
First step.
First words.
First word. I know. What that
First words was K-car. All right, we're ready to go. And this will be another attempt to fire. Did you tweak the timing?
Tweak the timing a little bit.
You put it advanced. It sounded like it was laboring a little bit to me.
I tried to advance it a little bit.
All right, let's get it going, Kev.
Okay.
Still sounds,
A little more.
yeah, it sounds tired.
Okay. What if it's shutting itself off?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is the tachometer working, Kevin?
The tach is bouncing. This oil pressure gauge isn't.
Well, it hasn't run enough to get oil pressure.
Okay. Try it again.
Good. Oh, it's idling. That's good. Real good. Oh yeah, we gotta put water in it. All right, turn it off. Installed it, but there we go. That's the first run in who knows how many years.
With the mystery engine.
Mystery engine with more mystery parts. Just kidding. No, it's got a turbo head on it right now and maybe a turbo cam. But that's for the future owner to decide what they want to do with it. What's it got on it, Kevin? 38,660 something?
62.
62, and the sticker is 38,614 in 99. That 50 miles was put on it, you know, recently. I kind of think it's been sitting 20 years because everything was seized up on it, this head. I did get these valves busted loose again, but because we whacked on it, put these caps on here. Because we whacked on it with the hammer, I would never want to run that personally. But I didn't see any porting or anything done on that head, so I don't think that was a special head. It runs, and I don't know, we'll be able to get it out. There's about 2 feet of snow outside the door. Move some snow. All right. We can put some coolant in it.
Truck on the other end of the shop.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah. There's like 2 plows here.
Only Brian on the plow.
Yeah, if only. I guess that's true. There are some plow trucks here. So I kind of want to get some antifreeze in it. It is cold out. So how cold was it when you got here?
Car's thermometer said 15 degrees.
Okay. So we need to get some antifreeze in there, and that's it. Actually, I'm really surprised.
Here comes, oh, and speak of the devil.
We got there water.
Hard water.
It ran, Brian. We didn't check the time. It ran and it idled.
Yeah, did you guys shut it off or did it die?
I revved it and then it stalled. So you know, old gas.
Yeah.
But it's if it's sitting as long as I think it is, it's pre-ethanol gas. So
Yeah. Didn't smell too bad.
it didn't. It smelled all right. I wonder if somebody
I don't
put
know if
gas in
I
it.
might have put some regular gas.
Oh.
Carbon monoxide was
Yeah, I'm really
slow.
tired now.
Why does my brain hurt more
Didn't
than
run that
usual?
I have a splitting headache.
Yeah.
No.
Radiator
What could
drain.
possibly go wrong?
I don't know if we open a radiator drain cock or not.
No. I would never do that because you have to reach down there and get your arm dirty.
Yeah, it might not
Got a
be.
Fram filter on it. That's a real nice.
Old Fram too.
Check that.
I'm
for
sorry,
it.
but that does look like a tasty beverage.
It does, doesn't it?
It's like those lime green popsicles.
Mountain
You didn't let the lime green popsicles melt. What's that?
Dew. Oil. Oh, we shot oil out that bolt hole in the head.
Oh, we should got to put a bolt in the head because we're shooting oil out. All right. More mystery parts found. Just notice it has 125 mile an hour certified speedo. I've never seen that in a K car. So we're gonna back her out of the garage now for the first time, and we got brakes. Yeah, brakes are working. Oh yeah. Oh, we got an exhaust rattle.
I did all that work. I didn't get a ride.
It is cold. My hands are. Oh, we'll see who's laughing when the brakes lock up. Sounds like a little Honda. Look at this. Look at this beautiful scenery.
Look at that.
Look at
Clean.
the.
Looks clean out here.
Look at this beautiful.
Beautiful background. Sunset.
Hold on.
He's not walking. What are you doing? You're holding my hand?
Romance. That's him getting on it. It sounds like. Does the heater work in it? Oh, okay. Then I'll get.
No, because we're not in there.
Yeah. Well, now I want to be in there. is a unit.
What? It doesn't haul. Smoke rings. I stood on them just now. Tachometer stopped working. Okay. Oh, did you change? Yeah. This is light gray interior.
It doesn't overheat because it's not full of penetration.
She is warm.
Oh, it's under 200.
But it's
Tires
also
are a little lumpy.
look, tires are a little lumpy. I don't know if the kickdown works. Let's slow down here.
Driver.
I'm now going to be. Alright, so we're second or third right now, so it should kick. I feel. Yeah, no kickdown. But there was a pause in the upshift, so I still wonder. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. No, that's way better.
A lot less funny noises without that. Sounds like it's something about.
I wonder if the speedo's accurate. Kevin's got my phone, so I can't do the GPS.
Accurate enough. It's certified.
You hear some parts falling off?
Nah, that's
Were
ice.
those lug nuts good that we put on there? 'Cause
I tightened them up for each ratchet.
why'd you get such a big ratchet? You should use that motor inch ratchet. They are lug nuts. It's not fast.
Go figure.
Temperature came down. We're good. That was after a full throttle run. It's downshifting and drive, so not a
Yeah.
manual valve body, right?
Right. Not a manual. Plus manual valve bodies are reversed.
That's true. Man, this pedal feels like, I mean, there is a difference, but the pedal feels so, I like the, I do think they must have
Pressure
tripped.
is good.
No pressure is
Fuel
so
pressure is good.
Switch the tachometer. What happened to the tachometer? I think that's the recall. Wasn't it? Or is that the, is that a button to set the RPM here or the, yeah,
cylinders.
something like that. It needs a pump transmission. It still shifts, I think, firmer than a stock one.
Yeah, it probably does.
I'll tell you what,
55. Feels like we could go
It's
50,
certified.
55. It's about right. It's not like way off.
I'll tell you what, if this is 55, this thing's riding way nicer than that Daytona.
I got this one. I got this thing here. This round thing.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't, yeah, I just feel like there could be a little more low end. It could use a little more low end.
And the header's not helping the low end.
Temperature came way down. I might need to check that motor. I don't like that back gauge is where it's at. We don't know how accurate that is.
Probably about right.
I think we're going up
That's
to
180, and it's not really reading in the right
It
spot.
goes up to 200.
Then the fan light kicks on.
Well, yeah, it goes after it. I tell you what, for
For the fact that we worked
hey.
on it, it runs pretty good.
we got the performance timer over here. It says 0 to 60. The timer doesn't go to that.
78 seconds. Yeah, we're running out of digits. You can make a left and go up center field.
Do we need to get fuel or anything?
It says we got 3/4 tank.
I don't trust those.
Is the gas that's in there actually still gas or no?
I put 5 gallons in it when we first got it because we didn't think it had gas.
What's the red line on
Yeah, half
these?
the tank.
What's the,
Well, I don't want to find out.
Now's the time to find out.
No, after Jason pays for it. Runs good.
It's all right.
I drove one of these when they were new.
I don't remember. You tell me.
It's way faster than our 81. You turn here and you turn down to my road.
Thanks for having us, Brian.
Coming out and hanging out, and doing all the work.
Thanks for letting me play with your toys that belong to somebody else and filming it.
There's 2 people to thank today.
Yeah.
2 people to thank today.
Hey, I'm trying to film an outro.
Oh, an outro?
Yeah, come over here.
Well, I was going to turn the light out.
Well, not yet. We're not outro yet. All right, Brian. Well, there it is. What is it? 1984 Plymouth Reliant 2.2 mystery engine.
Yep, we
With
don't
some-
know the motor exactly, but it runs good.
38,000 on the odometer.
Would have been about 90 horsepower new. Now it's
50.
more.
You think it's more?
Oh yeah, it's way faster than
It
the
does have
81K
a lot
car.
of
We had an 81K car with the same setup, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So
So my dad had an 83 and it was terrible, but other carb 2.2s I've driven boogied a little bit.
but they were maybe lighter.
They were lighter, but not
Yeah.
that much. So
We had Kevin with us.
that's true. He is kind of a
I mean, we had
lump on the
600
log.
pounds in there.
We did
Yeah,
have
yeah,
plus.
a whole bunch of men.
I'll tell you
crammed in
what,
there.
we could have had
Also a lot of gauges.
a lot of gauges, a lot of stickers though.
Aerodynamic issues.
A lot of wires.
Those lights weren't working, probably because the caps were on. I was sitting in the car turning them on,
I
going,
never saw him come on. I had to cap off one of them.
"Oh, did you? Oh, okay."
That was post messing. With
Yeah,
it,
I don't know.
Well, maybe I was a little late.
I was trying to be gentle with the caps, and Brian's used his bear claw to
Just ripped them
rip
right
them
off. So yeah, so it's good. We got a few little things to set on.
It
We gotta
does
set the timing properly. That might help.
Yeah, we
gotta
were
get the
just-
kick down working right. That'll help.
Yeah,
And the gas is questionable.
questionable. I do think it would benefit from a higher stall or more power.
Everything benefits from more power.
So, all right. Well, there it is. The mystery Reliant wagon. Good luck to whoever. Actually,
One step closer.
yeah, it'd be cool to have this car. It drives nice. The interior's fantastic. I do like it. It is a clean car.
Yep. It's worth having.
It's worth
It's not a
having.
rust bucket.
I don't know if I would have done any of the mods that were done under the hood at all, personally.
No, you would just put a real engine.
We've done one mod,
The one mod would have been
bigger engine and turbo.
turbo. I mean, yeah.
Spirit RT engine.
Another SRT 4 swap. The SRT 4 swaps.
Spirit RT.
Spirit RTs? Well,
That'd be kind of cool.
I kind of want to do one of those again.
There you go.
Oh,
All right. Well, I'm not buying this car because it's too nice
It
to.
says Ben all over it.
It does. It says Mopar and Turismo and Shelby all over it. So
And
Well,
the flex fuel.
yeah, we got.
I
That's
saw
we
the
didn't
flex
put
fuel
we didn't
sticker.
put
To,
E85
I know.
in it.
That's maybe
why it's
that's what that second fuel pump is
Maybe
for.
we should put some of that in there.
I did see a new sticker on it though today. I noticed the meep meep beep beep sticker, which it does have that horn.
the actual horn. Not a,
Yes,
Yeah.
it has the Roadrunner right back here. And actually, I got to tell you, I felt like a horse's buttocks going down the road with
Well, did you
this.
see that other guy we passed? Like,
I didn't look at anybody looking at me.
No, we passed another wagon. I think it was like a Caprice wagon or something. And he was like,
Oh, he didn't give us the wagon
Jeep
wave?
wave.
Yeah, where's the wagon wave?
Yeah.
Front wheel drive. That's a fine automobile.
I tell you what,
Finally
this thing
done.
will fit so many SRT4 swaps into it.
I know. You know what? This thing needs to go to SDAC, all the SDACs. That's what this should be.
Redwood.
Yeah, Redwood, maybe. Yeah, it is cool. All right, well, that's it. So
That's a wrap.
that's a wrap. I can't get over that Speedo. I didn't notice that before. It seems like every time we take a look at it, we find some other little tidbit. Yeah. All right, guys.
Nitrous.
Yeah, well, my battery's dead, so
This kid on the 86
We'll
so
we'll see you later.
we're gonna do the like
Go ahead, bud.